What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. It's Tesla Talk Tuesday, and we're heading to the Tesla. So let's peep the Tesla. Whoa, sheesh. Whoa, whoa, hey, yo, whoa. Easy there. That door's a little rough. Here we go, guys. Yes, the handle is fixed. All right. We're sitting pretty now. It's going to be about 2 weeks before I was able to get an appointment for the window switches on the driver door to be fixed. But everything else is working fine, guys. So, you know, no sweat, no problem. Yeah, there we go. Let's get rolling. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Tesla Talk Tuesday. Hopefully this will kind of be a short one. Don't want to bore you guys too much. Plus, well, the main thing about today is that earnings are tomorrow, so I'll probably also do another video after the earnings. So yeah. Anyways, let's just get right to it. So I'm gonna start off with some non-Tesla stuff. Apparently Ford is testing a fully electric F-150, a fully electric F-150 that towed over 1 million pounds. It towed like a bunch of like rail cars with F-150s on the rail cars, and then they loaded up the F-150s to make it even heavier. Either way, it was able to tow over 1 million pounds, something like that. Basically, the gist is any electric vehicle is gonna have... Thanks Tesla. Basically, any electric vehicle is gonna have gobs and gobs of torque. And the reason is you don't have to like rev up or whatever, you know, get an engine or a diesel engine or a turbo or any of that spooled up in order to get the full torque. So it has full torque from standstill, which allows you to tow more. So it is a neat aspect and something that will be very interesting as you start to see more electric trucks, because the towing capacity should theoretically be much higher. At the same time, though, you have to be careful of braking, because even if you can tow more, you have to make sure that you can still stop with all that weight. So I think that's probably going to be the biggest factor to consider when companies like Ford or Tesla or Rivian start to give tow ratings to all of these electric trucks, SUVs, whatever it may be that come out. So Tesla, they are actually working on a way to make a large portion of the Model Y frame in one cast. So the images that I've seen online are essentially like a giant box that comes together on all sides and basically creates this one single piece of frame for the Model Y. My understanding is that would make the process of building them much more streamlined, much more efficient, and well, probably cheaper, because you don't have to have as many machines or as many people kind of overseeing the assembly of various parts or various parts being put together. So that's good news. Also, going along with that, when they made the Model 3, they were able to decrease the length of wires used in the wiring harness from around 3 kilometers to 1.5 kilometers in the new wiring harness that's being used now. Apparently I think there's a patent on it, but either way, even if there's not, Tesla's actually working on a new wiring harness that would bring that down substantially from 1.5 kilometers down to 100 meters. If you could get the wiring harness down to 100 meters. So I guess I was behind my aunt on the highway. She recognized my car. I recognized her car once she was calling me and realized that it was her in front of me. So she was waving to me, not some random person. Anyways, yeah, so back to the stuff. So I think I already finished covering the fact that they were trying to bring down the wiring harness from 1.5 kilometers down to 100 kilometers. Now this is huge because it makes it cheaper. You have less wires, so less product or less things that you have to pay for, less wiring, less whatever. And then on top of that, it's easier for robots, and even if not robots, it's faster and easier for people to put together. So brings down the whole production process timeline. It allows you to assemble more cars more quickly, which means you can pump out more cars. Your production rates go up, so they can produce more Model 3s, more Model S's, more Model X's, more Model Y's, whatever it is. They can produce more quickly. So that is always good news as well. But it should be interesting to see how this sort of goes into production going forward, and see how much more efficient and margin, how much more it can like improve margins and costs and all that stuff. So definitely some interesting stuff that they're doing, cool technology that they're trying to implement, and well, it's always exciting to see where they're going in the future and what kind of innovations they're trying to do and improve upon. So, all right, guys, this is the bread and butter of today's Tesla Talk Tuesday. It's the fact that Tesla earnings are tomorrow. Now, obviously, you know, you want to pay attention to. Thank you. You want to pay attention to earnings, revenue, all that good stuff, because, you know, you want to see how much money they're making, if they're making a profit or not. But the biggest metric, seeing as how we already know deliveries, was 95,200. Obviously coming in, I believe, right in the middle of estimates or guidance that Tesla gave. I think they said they would have between 90 to 100,000 deliveries. They came in at 95,200. Beat most analyst expectations, so that was obviously good. The stock is up since then. And, well, yeah, I did decently on my calls. Not great, but decently. So, yeah, if you were curious about that. Anyways, I do still have one longer dated call that I did buy back then when I was doing the other ones as well, and riding that through earnings. But I personally, and just some things I've read too, think that the key is going to be margins. So you obviously want to pay attention to earnings and revenue, but margins are the key, because yes, they had a record number of deliveries and they're producing more cars, but the key is how much money are they making on those cars. So a lot of the bear case is that they're dropping prices and doing all these incentives in order to get people to buy, and they're saying that there's not a demand problem. But obviously if you drop prices low enough, there's no demand problem. Put it this way, if Model 3s were all $1, everybody and their mom would be buying Model 3s for $1, because, well, everybody can afford that. So the point here is that if all of these deliveries are like base Model 3s, what's the margins that they're actually making on these cars? Are they even making money on these cars, or are they losing some money because the margins are not that great? So that's going to be the key for earnings tomorrow. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I think it's going to trade off of, and I think that will turn some bears into bulls, and maybe some bulls into bears. So we'll see. And if you guys aren't fully aware, a bull is just meaning you're like, you think the stock is going up, it's going higher, you're bullish. And bearish is you think the stock's going down, you're short selling, you're betting against the stock. So yeah, just in case you didn't know. So yes, but either way, that's Q2. So analyst expectations, they're still expecting a slight loss, slightly negative earnings. So if they come in profitable, that will also be very good. Obviously, you always want to be a profitable company. They had a record number of deliveries. If the margins are good, they could potentially be profitable. So the key is, were they able to streamline the production process well enough in order to bring those, or I guess bring margins up, not down, to improve margins so that they're making more money on every Model 3 sold. What level of Model 3 are they selling? Are they selling the lowest, cheapest option, or are they selling a lot of like the $45,000 to $50,000 to $60,000 Model 3 performances? So these are all things that I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. And again, I think the key metric is going to be margins, and it's going to be margins going forward. I think that Tesla has already shown that they have better margins than most other car companies, which is great. People were surprised at how efficiently and how well made the Model 3 was when it first came out. So, you know, it'll just be interesting to see how much better Tesla can get these margins going forward, and well, what margins are. So margins. I think that's the key of tomorrow's earnings, and I think just going forward, especially this year for Tesla as they ramp up production. Now, some last points for earnings. Tomorrow earnings are after the close. So the stock market closes at 4 p.m. Earnings are released sometime after that. The conference call, that takes place 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I've heard that this is an hour later than normal, so I guess normally it's 2:30, but either way, that's Pacific Standard Time. So note that means if the stock market closes at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the conference call is at 6:30 p.m. So if you want to listen to that, feel free to listen. Basically, Elon Musk, the CFO, whoever that may be, whoever else wants to talk, they basically come on, talk about the stock, their projections, their whatever, how the quarter was, all that good stuff, and then they give analysts a chance to ask questions. So if you want to listen to that, you can listen to that. That's also recorded and available for people to listen to after the fact. So if you're interested, tune into that. That's where you can get a lot of interesting information. Anyways, earnings are tomorrow, so I am very excited. I do still hold one August call going into that, so see what happens. But yes, disclaimer, I have a call, and I do own some Tesla stock as well, so there's that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. Would really appreciate it. And well, until next time, guys, thanks for watching.